Today, we are talking about AmaWaterways' brand new itinerary in South America along the Magdalena River through Colombia. This is something you're not going to want to miss. Welcome to Tuesday Travel Chat. I'm one of your hosts, Julia from Go Travel. We also have Bob Cook from Go Travel. And our special guest today is Carmen Rapucci from AmaWaterways. Thanks so much for joining us, Carmen. We are about to show you a little teaser video to show you what we're going to be going through today. But Carmen, just quickly, what is it? Why do we need to be listening today?
Okay, so Ama loves to talk about Colombia. Why is that? Because Colombia is colorful, is full of wildlife. The atmosphere is so great, full of sensations. We are ready to share all these sensations with you guys in a luxury manner in our river cruises.
And Bob, most importantly,
bragging rights. 60 people twice a week. That's it. 3,000 people a year get to do this trip.
exactly. And it's
Absolutely.
so brand new. It's hot
Yes.
off the press. If you're one of those people that want to be the first ones to do something, this is it. So let's show you a little bit of a video so you can get a little taste.
Boy, even after that short video, I am ready to hop on a plane 3.5 hours to Bogota to get on this journey. Carmen, why don't you tell us a little bit more about what is happening with the Ama and the Magdalena
And
River?
why we all have to go.
Why? Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it is important for everybody to understand why Colombia, right?
Mhm.
First of all, we are going to visit 5 UNESCO heritage sites in this country, this small country. Colombia is the second most diverse country in the
Mhm.
world, has 1954 species of birds. So it's perfect for the wildlife lovers, and it holds 19.5% of the 10,000 bird species in the world. So it's amazing.
Just talking about the wildlife, we have a lot of requests for Galapagos. That's been a hot
Yes, it
destination
has.
recently. So this is another one of those spots. If you're one of those that has been really inspired by an itinerary like that and you're looking for wildlife, this is another one that was off the radar, I think, a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's a great place if you keep an Audubon list of
Mhm.
birds that you've cited.
Right.
You will see hundreds of different species all along the river. And you can go about 30 miles on the river and it'll be a whole new biodiverse region along the river with a whole different series of birds and animals that are inhabiting it.
That is exactly right. And they're enriching music and culture. Colombia is also known as the land of thousand rhythms. So it's you just can't miss it. And why is that? Well, coming from South America, I'm a native of Brazil. I can tell that whenever you go to South America, there is this spice that is, you gotta taste it because
Mhm.
whenever you go there, only when you get there you can understand the atmosphere. The people there are very happy on to receive all the tourists, all the guests
Mhm.
and all that, and that re-energizes whoever is visiting that. So Colombia is also home of the finest chocolate in the world.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Yes.
the chocolate lovers. Did you know that Colombia has one of the greatest production of the cocoa beans,
Mhm.
meaning
Oh.
chocolate, because
Yeah.
it combines the perfect balance between softness and bitterness. Also, for those who love spirits, think about the rum. Colombia offers the award winning
Mhm.
rum.
What did you say earlier, Bob? It's for the lushes here.
It's for the
Your
lushes
attention, everybody.
and
Here we
this
go.
people with sweet teeth.
Not to mention about the coffee.
Right.
Colombia is the third in the world producer of the coffee.
Mhm.
So you can imagine the quality of
Yes.
the coffee that we can experience there.
And the river was their way of getting most of these things to the ports of call to get them exported.
Exactly right. Yes. So the Magdalena River is the largest river system of the northern Andes.
Wow.
It travels from the northern of Andes, 930 kilometers, up to the Caribbean Sea.
Mhm.
Wow.
It
Yeah.
is amazing. And also, the Magdalena River is the cultural and natural heart of Colombia. So, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, one of the explorers, the Spaniards, described as the river of life
Mhm.
because 65% of the population live by its basis,
Wow. Yeah.
and 85% of the economy goes along with that. So, without this river, you can imagine Colombia would not be like this, would be
Right.
a completely different country.
Well, and you were saying earlier, Bob, that it was kind of like in other countries,
Well,
comparing the
this is sort
rivers.
of like the Thames in England. It is like the Nile in Egypt, and definitely, I think you can compare it definitely with the Amazon,
That's right.
because so many of the native people lived along the river before colonization happened in the 15th, 14th, 15th centuries. So that was the lifestyle for the river. It was the heart, literally, of Colombia.
Yeah.
Gold went out there. Everything went out. Everything went out the Magdalena to Barranquilla to be shipped out.
Exactly right. Yeah. One of the curiosities as well is that, and this is described in all of our itineraries, both of them will talk about the Cartagena people actually got the gold up to Mompox. Mompox is inland. So the Spaniards taking care of their goats were taking all the goats through the Rio
Mhm.
Magdalena, the Magdalena River, all the way to Mompox to hide from the pirates.
Yeah.
Oh.
And one other very nice curiosity about Mompox, that's when and where they started the filigrane work.
Yeah.
Like those beautiful jewelry, the filigranes,
Hmm.
you can find in
Yeah.
Mompox.
That's great. It's real local stuff. We were talking
Yeah.
about this yesterday at another presentation that it's not made in China,
No,
sent over.
it's made
This
there
is local
with local
made.
silver, local gold. Everything is localized there.
Absolutely. Yes. And one of the other things talking about the our AMA itinerary is that was carefully curated for the
Mhm.
explorers, the adventurers, because when we visit Cartagena, we're also going to visit, there is a tour to Getsemani.
Mhm.
And Getsemani is very important for us to understand the second day of our river cruise out of Cartagena,
Yeah.
where we're going to visit Palenque.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And Gethsemane is sort of their Greenwich Village, left bank of Paris. It's that type of a vibe.
Yeah.
Very uh, unique shops. It's not a cookie cutter community. It's everything. Each building has its own style and uniqueness to it.
I'm going to bring up something just out of the blue here, but safety. This is one question that people would ask about South America. What about the safety along this river and the ports of call that you guys have chosen?
And that's a very important question.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing it in,
Mhm.
Julie, because Christine, in our Zip and Sail video at YouTube that
Yes.
you guys are welcome to watch, when we introduce the Magdalena River and Colombia, she was kind of concerned when Rudy invited her to go to this destination.
Mhm.
She said, well, we can always visit there. And what a surprise when she got there and
Mhm.
she said she felt completely safe. So it's a very safe place, and AmaWaterways is actually investing and helping the community and to make you and make your experience the best possible.
Mhm.
Fantastic. And I know you had some comments on this yesterday as well, Bob, about some of the cities.
Well, yeah, Cartagena is, as you said, you're going to 5 UNESCO World Heritage sites. Cartagena is probably the largest you're going to, and it's right on the Caribbean, but extremely safe. We happen to have a very large population of Colombians in Central Florida, and I think 149,999 of them. There's one that just got in. I don't know who he is, but they are frequently flying back and forth to Colombia, bringing their friends with them. I mean, I've been to Colombia several times. I love going to Colombia. I love Bogota. I love Cartagena, and I have never ever felt unsafe. And even this is even 12 years ago. Now it's still extremely safe, and they're not going to take you someplace that's not safe. It's
Exactly.
bad for publicity. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, now we've figured out a little bit why we need to be there,
Mhm.
but let's talk about the actual vessel, and then we're going to go a little bit of a deep dive into the itinerary. So let's hear it, Carmen. Talk to us about the ship.
Absolutely. So we're going to have two ships at the Magdalena River.
Okay.
One is AmaMagdalena, the other one is AmaMelodia. So both of them are no more than 60 guests, and they are actually could not say the sister ships because there is a slight difference between the sizes of the suites,
Mm-hmm.
but they are almost the same. And the most important thing is that at least twin balcony cabins, our signature twin balcony
Mhm.
cabins, are going to be in
Right,
one of those ships, from 235 square feet each
right,
to 516 square feet suites. So plenty of room for our guests to enjoy in comfort
right.
all this beautiful scenery.
And Bob, I know you have a couple comments already
Well,
about this.
the for those of you who've done European river cruises in the past, you know that they have what we call the duck view cabins, which are the cabins that have the small clear story windows with most of the cabins underwater. This ship doesn't have that. These are all full balconies. You can step outside. Basically, it's positioned on the ship, and there's 15 cabins per deck, 2 decks. That's it, and a pool.
Exactly. And don't forget the wonderful chef's table,
Yes,
our specialty restaurant that nobody pays a penny to
right.
enjoy it. It's complimentary all the way.
Wonderful.
And something came up yesterday in our other presentation about sourcing of the food. Well, it's basically USDA grade food that they bring on. They do source locally a lot of fish and things because where you're going to Barranquilla, that is one of the fish producing capitals of Colombia. And one of the places we're going to talk to is another place where they have a lot of fresh fish. So they will source locally, but you don't have to worry about it. It's not one of those things. Oh my God, is this a Chiquita banana? Am I eating? Is this a temple orange or whatever? It's all going to be outstanding.
Bob, I just want to highlight, if you didn't hear it, if you didn't
Yes,
catch it, 60 passengers
60.
and 30 staff, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
So this is an intimate experience. You're not
Mhm.
on a massive, massive ship. It's a beautiful,
Yes,
spacious ship, and just nice and intimate, so you can really enjoy the
yes,
experience.
and it's not overbuilt. When I saw the pictures of it, you can see some river cruises in Europe that typically are 120 to 200 passengers, 60 people, and it's not going to overwhelm the river. And you're going to be the only river
People, yeah,
ship
in the
on
river.
the river.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And I know that you wanted to talk a little bit about
Yes.
the architecture, Carmen, but while he mentioned that with Be the River, can you talk about the two
Yeah.
ships? Do we pass?
Exactly. Yes, and good catch, Julie.
Yeah.
Because even though we're going to have two ships in the river, they are not going to encounter each other. So our guests will feel the exclusive feeling
Yes.
of experiencing the river, because while one is going down, the other one is coming back in a delta. So it's really important to mention that,
Mhm.
because that our guests will really feel exclusive.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. So
Yeah.
talk to us a little about the architecture because I know this is really special.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is so special. And they hired Camilo Gestrepo from South America to help our naval architectures to build
Hmm.
those ships and to create the perfect interaction between the sensations from outside, from the landscape, combinable with the interior. So our guests will have the feeling so it's acting in three acts. That's what they describe. One is reality,
Okay.
because our guests they are
Hmm.
going to be the explorers. They're going to feel the surroundings, and then when they come back to the ship and interact with the other guests in the common area, there will be another sensation, but with the same colors, the same patterns, following the landscape that surrounds you and the atmosphere that only who goes to South America can feel.
Oh, wow.
And then the third act is the abstraction. Why? Because after all these sensations, all these emotions that come along with those beautiful sceneries, the guests need time to relax their mind in their staterooms and calm down, watching and preparing for the next day of exploration.
Beautiful imagery. That is that is really wonderful,
Absolutely. And we've
wonderful
seen some
description.
of those, some of the initial
Hmm.
images, and it's very
Yes.
exciting. It looks like it's such a neat
Now,
experience.
where are we going? We've
So,
talked Barranquilla and Cartagena. So what's in between?
Well, take us through an
Yeah.
example itinerary. Obviously, there's one that's north, south, south, and the other one the reverse. So take us
right.
through one of those today.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the wonders of Colombia.
Okay.
It goes from Cartagena to Barranquilla.
Mhm.
So Cartagena goes to Palenque, which is the famous for the sounds and rhythms and music and all the beautiful people, the slaves that came from Getsemani to
Hmm.
Palenque looking for freedom. Then we go to Calamar. Calamar is another beautiful, colorful city where our guests will have the opportunity to enjoy the paolo. The paolo is the taxi of the two guests. So
Oh,
very nice experience. Then we go to Santa Barbara de Pinto. That it starts the beautiful delta. The like Rudy Schreiner says, it's the most beautiful part of the river. It's the highlight, and it will be done during the daylight time so everybody can enjoy the beautiful scenery.
And as the sun is setting, if you happen to be there, the colors that come across that delta are spectacular. With as they hit the tops of the reeds and the water, it's just beautiful.
And that reminds me that we're going to have a scenery cruise in Cartagena
Very
before
nice.
departing. So that is beautiful too. Then we arrive into Mompox. Mompox, as Christine and Rudy describes, is this magnificent colonial,
Hmm.
untouched place that the filigrines work started. All the Spaniards brought
Hmm.
the gold and all that. Then we spend a couple of nights there to really make sure that we enjoy the destination.
Hmm.
And then we go to El Banco. El Banco is where the ship turns. So, very important destination,
okay.
not only for that,
Hmm.
but for the shore
Yes.
excursion. It's a very special one, an onshore dinner with a performance dance. So that's where Rudy and Christine had this beautiful onshore looking at the river at sunset and watching the beautiful dance performance where the ladies dance with burning candles in their
Oh.
hands. And, the waxes come through their arm, and the gentlemen try to control that. So it's
Bob,
just
we're gonna work on
amazing.
that
We'll work on
performance.
that,
We'll work
yes.
on it.
I'll hold the electric candle.
Now, I know that you've mentioned Rudy and Christine several times. So if you're unfamiliar, AmaWaterways is new to you. They are two of the founders of
Mhm.
AmaWaterways, and they went on a discovery tour to really develop this, I think, some years ago. And so that's why she's mentioned it several times, and kind of the inspiration behind some of these excursions and tours. But I did have a question. You just talked about turning the ship. Tell me what this means, because for me, I don't know what does it mean, turning the ship? Why are we turning the ship?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when we get to El Banco, there is this delta that is the southern part of the our itinerary. This
Okay.
first one,
Mhm.
where the ship turns back to Barranquilla, right?
Ah.
But before we hit Barranquilla, we go to Magangue. Magangue is where we're going to have this stunning bird watching
Mhm.
in the middle of all these deltas and the Magdalena River before we actually hit
Mhm.
Barranquilla. And what's going to happen in Barranquilla? Can you imagine? Oh,
Carnival.
yes, you got that right.
Carnival.
Yeah. And, usually the carnival only happens once a year.
Mhm.
But because of we're doing
Mhm.
this once a week, we're actually following. Rudy decided to do that for every guest. So, like we do in Europe, in our river
Yeah.
cruises in Europe and Germany, the Oktoberfest.
It's a private
Ah.
experience for exclusively for your
Exactly. And
guests.
this is exclusive.
So,
Exactly. There is a carnival performance
Mhm.
every single departure for that either arrives or departs from Barranquilla.
that's great. So no
Mhm.
matter what season that
Right.
you end up taking this cruise, you get that kind of true carnival experience, an authentic piece of it.
Mhm.
So that's really neat.
And by the way, this is the second most beautiful carnival in the world. It's considered. The
Mm.
first one, of course, is Brazil,
Yeah.
but yeah, the second one is Colombia.
Yeah. It's
Which,
the
by the
white.
way, she's Brazilian, so I don't know. Do we trust the the
Well,
facts? Where is these facts
you
coming
Yeah,
from?
I'm
picture it,
kind
it's
of
the
suspect to
ladies, the
say.
ladies in the white dresses that are trimmed in red and yellow, where they're spinning and the dresses are going up. That's in. They do that in Mompox. Mompox.
Uh,
There's a special
no,
dance.
this is the El
El
Banco.
Banco. I'm sorry.
This
Okay,
Ah.
is
El
El
Banco.
Banco.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wonderful. I I think this is such a cool
I
itinerary.
know.
You've got the cultural feel, you've
Yep.
got the rum, you've got the chocolate, you've got the coffee. Now, talk about that, because we hinted to it earlier. Are there some excursions for some of these local flavors and specialties that where you can taste some of these things?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And not forget about the gastronomy. Culinary is
Mhm.
very special and very exotic in Colombia. And by the way, our ships are also getting prepared, our chefs are getting prepared to offer our guests the best local culinary, of course, along with the traditional cuisine.
Mhm.
But yeah, our guests will be able to enjoy that
Right.
too. But yeah, talking about the coffee and the chocolate, absolutely. Our excursions are being designed to offer those exclusive experience to our
Mhm.
guests.
Yeah.
Coffee tastings, chocolate
Coffee,
tastings, all of it,
exactly, all
and
of
rum
it.
tastings. Yes,
Yes,
Yeah.
wonderful.
yes.
A little bit
Mhm.
of everything for everyone.
Fantastic. So remember, if you are thinking about experience this brand new itinerary, reach out to your Go Travel advisor,
Yes.
and we'll connect you with a specialist.
Mhm.
We're working a lot with Carmen and AmaWaterways with all of the training and really getting to know this itinerary well. So we'll connect you with a
Yeah.
specialist who can help design the perfect itinerary for you, pre, post flights, all of those little pieces, helping you select those perfect
Mhm.
excursions as well, based on your family's likes. Maybe you have a bird watcher and a chocolate lover. I mean,
Yeah.
let's create something really fun
Mhm.
for you. And we also have some special
Yes.
launch rates. There's some deals going on. Just reach out to your travel advisor. They can let you know what the best deal is at the current moment whenever you're making that booking.
Right.
Any final thoughts today, Carmen, before we make our way out of here?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just would like to remind everybody that we are here to support everybody here, all the Go Travel team. So if you have a group and you would like us to come and share the presentation to your clients,
Yes.
I mean,
Exactly.
absolutely, we are here for you.
Wonderful. And we can
Thank you.
do it. We can do Zoom presentations
Yes.
or fun little things. We might even be able to come fly to you, depending on where you are, and do something fun for your group. So there's lots of opportunities, whether just yourself, your family, or something even bigger. So
This is an exciting destination. Easy access, especially. Easy access, exciting destination. And as I say again, bragging rights.
yes,
Great pictures for your Christmas cards.
for those flights, no jet lag
No.
because you're heading down. Maybe if you're coming from California, but
no, you're still making a V to get to Colombia.
heading down.
But it's not zzz.
It's not heading to Europe.
Or to Asia.
If you have that tight schedule and you're trying to
Yes.
get like a 7-day and really wrap around that, you don't have 3 days to be pre and post to be trying to acquaint yourself with the local time zone and getting to the location. There's some easy ways to get down to South America.
But they do have some very, very unique pre and post packages or combination of both. So 3-day pre, 2-day pre, 2-day post, 3-day post, combining everything. And they are out. Remember, almost on the river cruise, everything's included. Your dollar value, when you're looking at a per diem value, it's a spectacular savings.
Yes, we didn't even talk about all of the inclusions. Quickly, the inclusions.
Absolutely. Yes. So all the meals, exactly, all the snacks, and the zip and sail hour. What is that? So this is the time of the day that we all gather together at the beautiful lounge, and at the bar. And when you talk with your other guests and, with the crew about your experiences at the end of the day. So, and this is all complimentary beverages. So, spirits, wine, beer, soft drinks. You can sit, relax an hour before dinner. It's all complimentary.
And then during dinner is also beer and wine?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And not to talk about the chef's table that we just spoke.
Yes.
Everything is complimentary, and a wide variety selected wine and beer are served during that dinner too in a 6-menu
What
dinner.
about the excursions?
Yeah, and I was going to talk about that next.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So shore excursions are all complimentary, included in the cruise fare. And before we forget, we offer the post Medellin and Panama Canal. And so talk to your Go Travel advisors
Yes.
for those details.
Fantastic. Well, we have a wine tasting to get to, all three of us, because we're going to talk a little bit more about this to some of our local clients here in the community. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, if you would like to get started with your booking, reach out to us at gotravel.com and we'll connect you with a specialist or connect with your existing Go Travel advisor. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Adios.
Adios.